The Clean Air Act regulates a wide variety of air pollutants. In this segment, we're going to talk about gasoline and the work being done to improve our fuel. You may learn something you didn't know.
There's three different kinds of seasonalities for gasoline. There's winter, summer, and then transition period. If you think about how cold it is in the winter and how warm it is in the summer, part of what's important in gasoline is that it ignites quickly, which is a matter of how volatile it is. It's less volatile if it's 0 degrees outside than it is if it's 100 degrees outside. So in the winter time, there is more butane put into gasoline. In the summertime, there is less. We switch over purely by blending less butane in. It's actually quite that simple.
For the summer months, the vapor pressure of motor vehicle gasoline is lower, and as a result, it significantly lowers the volatile organic compounds released in the air, both during operation of the vehicle as well as during refueling. In areas where even further emission reductions are necessary in order to mitigate ozone, you see boutique fuels that are regulated, such as reformulated gasoline and lower read vapor pressure fuel. Those fuels are used in Louisville, Cincinnati, and the greater Chicago area here in the Midwest.
There used to be just a winter and summer grade. Now we've gone to reformulated, we've gone to conventional. So now there's like 30 different grades of gasoline. We basically make a blend stock for gasoline that is not complete until the ethanol is blended in at 10% at our truck racks throughout our distribution system. So we make here a blend stock that is then finished off with ethanol before it's finally sold to the consumer. Ethanol contains about 30% less energy in the molecule per gallon than gasoline does. And so if you go from no ethanol to 10% ethanol, there's a slight decrease in fuel mileage. You go to E85, there's a material decrease in fuel mileage. Gasoline is very different from diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is heavier, there's more energy in a gallon, the molecules are more complex, there are more carbon atoms in a diesel fuel. Gasoline is formulated to not combust until the spark in the engine goes off. Diesel is formulated to ignite without a spark plug. They're almost two separate products with different destinations, but they both come from the same barrel of crude oil. You can't make one and not make the other. Diesel has changed over the years. The biggest change has been a reduction in sulfur. We now go to 15 parts per million sulfur, and people think of parts per million, that's 15 out of a million. That's getting real close to zero. It takes very specialized instruments to even measure sulfur levels at those low levels.
For sulfur dioxide here within the past 10 years, we're still in the process of phasing in a motor vehicle fuel that is low sulfur content to reduce the amount of sulfur dioxide that's released into the air from motor vehicles. Very similar to how lead was taken out of gasoline, sulfur is now being taken out of gasoline.
We took the gasoline pool from 150 parts per million sulfur to 30 parts per million sulfur just recently. EPA is talking about now taking us to 10 parts per million sulfur.
The other side of air quality mitigation is with regard to air toxics, pollutants that aren't regulated by the Clean Air Act but do have an impact on human health. One key compound of concern with motor vehicle fuel is benzene, because it is a carcinogen. Beginning in 2010, a new rule is the mobile air toxic standards, and those result in additional aromatic air toxics being removed from motor vehicle fuel, including benzene, which we are just now in the process of phasing in throughout the country over the next few years, and that too is going to provide additional benefit to human health.
We'll continue to change formulations, we'll continue to make cleaner and cleaner fuels, and it's going to be here for a long period of time.
From an air quality perspective, you know, obviously the ideal fuel of the future would be a zero emissions fuel, because any type of combustion process does produce compounds that influence air quality. But anytime you're dealing with a fossil fuel, you are going to be dealing with you know, the side effects, so to speak, associated with, you know, combusting a fossil fuel.
There will be inroads in other areas: compressed natural gas, E85, electric vehicles, but there's, you know, millions of cars on the road, and it just takes a long time to change out that infrastructure.
Looking at up-and-coming technologies are really important.
It's about affordability and availability. It's got to be low cost, or it's going to hurt our economy. It's going to come out of people's pocketbooks. And if it's not easy to move around and it's not reliable, then we lose.
You can watch this and other archived episodes of Healthy Air, Healthy Communities on our website. Go to video.wnin.org and search for Healthy Air, Healthy Communities, or find us on the program drop-down menu. In each episode, we try to seek out stories that we can all learn from and relate to. If you have an idea that you'd like to share or want to learn more about a particular air quality issue, we encourage you to find us on Facebook and let us know. Our goal is to inspire everyone to do their part, and we can't do that without your help. This has been Healthy Air, Healthy Communities. Thank you for watching.
Funding provided by the U.S. Department of Transportation CMAQ program.